On Thursday, the European currency managed to recover its earlier losses and stabilize in a sideways range where it is likely to remain until the end of the week. The British pound returned to its one-month high and even rose above it. However, it has not yet been able to consolidate above it, which also indicates the formation of a sideways range. Yesterday's data on US GDP growth for the second quarter was in line with a consensus estimate of a 3% annualized gain. The GDP price index came in at 2.5%. Initial claims for state unemployment benefits fell to a seasonally adjusted 218,000 for the week ended September 21. However, the dollar received little support from U.S. statistics as all eyes were on speeches by Fed officials. According to policymakers, the Fed's decision to cut interest rates in September was the right one. They also noted that the regulator would continue to ease monetary parameters to bolster the labor market. This, in turn, put pressure on the greenback, allowing the euro and the British pound to gain value. Before we get into technical analysis, let's take a look at today's macroeconomic calendar. It is packed with reports for the euro area and its member states, including data on French inflation, German unemployment, and Eurozone consumer confidence. In the UK, the Confederation of British Industry will release data on monthly retail sales. Statements from ECB board members Piero Cipollone and Joachim Nagel will also be of interest. European statistics are unlikely to have a serious impact on market participants, but are still worth noting. As for US statistics, Friday's calendar includes some important news releases. Traders should take notice of the core PCE price index, personal income and spending, as well as goods trade balance data. Core PCE inflation, which is closely watched by the Federal Reserve, will be in the spotlight. The index is projected to rise by 0.2% in August compared to the previous month, aligning with July's figures. On an annual basis, the core PCE price index is forecast to rise by 2.6%. A decline in the indicator will reinforce expectations for another 50 basis point rate cut by the US Central Bank. If the index rises, the greenback is likely to gain value, with the euro and the British currency coming under pressure by the end of the week. Now let's move on to technical analysis. The 1-hour EUR USD chart shows that the 1.1155 level acts as the middle of the channel. A decline followed by a false breakout at this mark will generate a strong buy signal and push the euro up to 1.1186. If the price breaks above this level and tests it from the top down, it will open the way to 1.1213 and probably 1237. At this level, I recommend going short on the rebound to catch an intraday correction of 20-25 pips. Short positions at 1.1186 and 1213 can only be considered on a false breakout in anticipation of a return to 1.1155. If the price breaks through and fixes below this level, the volume of short positions will increase, with the European currency diving to 1.1128. At this mark, it would be wise to go long amid a false breakout. Going long on a rebound will be relevant at 1.1100, expecting an intraday correction of 25-30 pips. Meanwhile, the British pound has hit a new one-month high, indicating that bullish sentiment prevails in the market. A false breakout at the 1.3380 level in the absence of any major news from the UK will generate a buy signal, driving sterling up to 1.3425. If buying activity is muted, long positions can be shifted to 1.3336 on a false breakout or 3300 on the rebound, expecting an intraday correction of 35-40 pips. A bearish scenario is possible if the price breaks through 1.3380, the middle of the sideways range, and fixes below this level. In this case, the pound sterling is expected to slide to 1.33 1.36 and even 1.3300. If bulls push the price sharply higher from 33.80, going short will be only relevant on the false breakout at 1.3425 or after hitting a fresh new week high. Otherwise, short positions can be opened at 1.3468 on the rebound to catch a 35-40 pip correction. Good luck and have a nice weekend.